morning, students. My name is Dr. B. Suresh Babu, working as a professor in Mechanical Engineering Department, MBR College of Engineering and Technology, Paritala. As a part of online classes, today my presentation is on brief classification of governors, differences between a flywheel and a governor, and a numerical problems on the governor's concept. So in this way, we are going to go for the presentation of this class. Before going to the class, let us have the things that are present in this. The aim of the class is, I repeat, brief classification of the governor. Already I have given 2 times the classification. Why I am insisting on this one is this question is number of times this asked, and you have to remember this one also while solving the problems on this one. So one is a centrifugal type of governor and inertial governors. As the syllabus part is concerned with the centrifugal governor only, we are going to have the classification of that one. One is called as a simple governor, which is called as a pendulum type governor. So that is called as a Watt governor. The simplest governor is a Watt governor. Next classification is loaded type. In loaded type one is under dead weight governor classification. Second one is a spring controlled governor. In dead weight governors, we have a Porter governor is there and Proel governor is there. Next, in dead weight governor, Porter, Proel. In spring control governor, we have 4 types. One is Hartnell governor, Harten governor, Wilson Hartnell governor, and Pickering governor. In the last class, we have discussed about this Pickering governor. So after that one, we have discussed to solve the problems on that one. So let us have the, before going to the solving the problems, let us have the discussion on the this one. As the concept already I told, the aim of the class is to differentiate between the flywheel versus governor. I think you are observing on the screen. Left side one is going to be called as a flywheel and right side one is going to be called as a governor. In left side part, flywheel contains a large mass of is there and it is looking like a disc. First one. Second observation, what we are going to observe is this flywheel is fitted to a shaft. While shaft is rotating, the shaft carries the mass of the flywheel. This is how the simple construction of the flywheel is going to be appear. Coming to the governor's concept. Governor contains number of parts are there, as they have clearly mentioned. If you start from the bottom of the governor, one is called as a bevel gear. So at the bevel gear, we are going to support a primary shaft so that the power can be transferred in perpendicular manner to the input what we are going to do. I repeat once again, at the bevel gear, we are going to have a shaft will be there and that is going to be the prime mover shaft. So we are going to supply the power to the governor in the perpendicular manner. Second one, if you observe the green color, that is way of throttle valve. So to the bevel gear, we are going to connect it with the spindle and bevel gear rotates the spindle. Due to the rotation of the spindle, the sleeve that is present in this, if you observe that one on the green color coating of the spindle, that is going to slide up and down on the spindle, that is on the green color. Next, to the sleeve, we are going to fix arms. One is you can observe that is blue color arms are there. Those are in 2 ways. One is fixed to the sleeve, and to the arm only we are going to fix the to the upper port of that governor. Try to understand the construction here. And to that arm we have a balls are there. So center, red color one is going to be called the center weight. So based upon the classification already I told, in the center weight, sometimes weight will be removed and we have a spring will be there. That is going to be called as a spring governors. If weight is also not there, spring is also not there, we are going to be called as a simple governor. So that is the thing to be understand here. Next one is arms. So this is how the governor construction will be. So up to now we have seen the construction of the governor. And from past 6 classes I am saying what is the function of a governor. What is the function of the governor? When the speed is increased, throttle valve try to reduce the supply of fuel. Thereby it is going to be fall on the sleeve is going to be fall. At the same time, when the speed is going to be decreased, throttle valve is going to be fall down. Due to this one, once again, fuel supply is going to be increasing. Like this, we are going to have the controlling of the speed done by the help of the fuel supply. That is what the governor. From the past classes, I am saying. Before this unit, we have discussed about the flywheel. Flywheel absorbs the energy when not in need, and flywheel supplies the energy when it is needed. This is a fundamental thing. When we are going to compare a flywheel versus governor, the following points has to be remembered. One is construction of the flywheel is very simple when compared to the construction of the governor. That is the thing which we can clear by observing this diagram. Apart from this, there are number of differences are there which we are going to see it in this class. So first one is a flywheel. So if you observe this flywheel function to control the speed variations caused by fluctuations of engine turning movement during a cycle. So what? To control the speed variations caused by fluctuations of engine turning movement during the cycle. Next, if the observe the governor to regulate the mean speed of engine within the prescribed limit when there are variations of load. So when there is a variations of load is there, to regulate the mean speed, the governor is going to be the working. Next, mathematically, it controls del n by del t. So with respect to time, we are going to be control that one, that is n indicates the speed. Mathematically it controls del n only, so it not depends upon the time. That is the thing to be understand. Flywheel acts as a reservoir. It stores energy during to its mass moment of inertia and releases energy when required during a cycle. So already I told that reservoir absorbs the energy. That means flywheel absorbs the energy when energy is not in need, and at the same time it supplies the energy when it is in needed. Next, the governor regulates the speed by regulating the quantity of charge or working fluid of a prime mover. So governor is going to regulate the speed by regulating the quantity of charge or working fluid of a prime mover. Next, fourth one. It regulates speed in one cycle. So what is a flywheel? Flywheel regulates speed in one cycle. It regulates speed over a period of time. Fifth point, flywheel has no control over supply of fluid or charge. So flywheel has no control over the, what it means, flywheel continuously rotates only. It does not control the fuel supply, either decreasing or increasing. Governor takes care of quantity of fluid. In the sense, fluid in the sense that is charge that is supplied to the engine. Sixth point, it is not an essential element of every prime mover. It is used when there are undesirable cyclic fluctuations. That means flywheel is used when there is a large fluctuations are there, then we can use flywheel to control that one. So it is not essential for a prime mover. It is an essential element of a prime mover since varying demanding of power met by it. So when there is a fluctuations in the load, definitely speed of the engine is going to fall down. So it has to be controlled. That is the thing to be understood by this governor. So these are the main differences between the flywheel and the governor. So I think everyone have the discussion. Still, we can have the discussion on construction side. We can have the discussion on flywheel applications and governor applications. Flywheel applications, we can use it in hydraulic presses. We can use it in hydraulic press, mechanical presses, and flywheel is used in pumping the oil. In fluctuations is there. Governor applications in all prime movers like bikes, steam engines, and automobiles. In all this one, governors are going to be the main applications in control the fluid. When coming to the construction also, we can write it is have a huge mass. Governor has a mass wise it is less compared to flywheel. Construction or assembling of the flywheel is very simple. Construction of the governor is difficult task when compared with flywheel. More number of parts are going to present in governor. By observation we can write. In flywheel 2 or 3 is going to present. Wear and tear are going to be exist in a governor that will not exist in a flywheel. Governor contains number of links, more number of links when compared to flywheel. Next, compared to flywheel, governor is going to have a less mass. Lubrication maintenance is needed for a governor. For a flywheel, very less maintenance is sufficient. So these are the construction side. If we come into the function of that one, function of the governor, we can represent what is the function, mathematically how it is represented, what is the basic activity of the flywheel, how many times it can be controlled, what are the parameters that can be controlled by a flywheel, and how important it is in the flywheel. These are the 6 points that are mentioned while expressing the differences. Like that, in governor also, the same concepts are explained. So this is how a flywheel governor can be given. Number of times this point is also discussed. Flywheel is in third unit. Remember students, governor is in fourth unit. And there are different types of governors are there. Like that, flywheels are also basically 2 types will be there. One is the rim type, one is rigid type. But in governors, based upon the mass, based upon the design, based upon the balls, based upon the spring, there are broadly 10 classifications are there. 10 types of governors are there. But overall, flywheel has broadly 2 classifications and governor has 4 classifications. Those classifications already, one is simple, dead weight, spring type. These are the 3 classifications which we are going to use. Next, if you observe this numerical problem, we'll go for this numerical problem by solving this one. If you go for this, let us have the discussion of this. So let us have this one. Already I told the aim of the class is to differentiate between the flywheel and the governor and to solve a problems on the governor. In the previous class, we have discussed about Pickering and 2 problems. We will go for another type of one. So I will read out the problem for this one. In a spring-loaded governor of a Hartnell type, the mass of each ball is 1 kg. The length of the vertical arm of the bell crank lever is 100 mm and that of the horizontal arm is 50. The distance of fulcrum of each bell crank lever is 80 mm from the axis of rotation of the governor. The extreme radius of rotation of the balls are 75 mm and 112.5 mm. The maximum equilibrium speed is 5% greater than the minimum equilibrium speed, which is 360 rpm. Find neglecting obliquity of arms initial compression of the spring and equilibrium speed corresponding to the radius of rotation of 100 mm. So if we observe this one, it is a spring loaded governor. Spring loaded governors are different types are there, already we have discussed in the classification. So what we have to found? We have to found compression of the spring and equilibrium of the speed to the radius of rotation of 100 mm. So mean speed is radius of rotation is 100 mm. Two extreme conditions is 75 mm one, 112.50, 112.5 mm is another one. So based upon the primary things, what we can understand is maximum speed is possible, minimum speed is possible. The maximum speed condition is given 5 times greater than the minimum speed. So first you have to calculate that maximum speed. Why? Because numerically minimum speed is given. Based upon that value, we can go for that one. Next, to find the initial compression of the spring. Spring compression is denoted by S letter. We can able to found. So let us solve this problem on paper. Try to go for the contents given. Once again observe what is the ball. The ball mass is given as 1 kg. X is going to be the one of the distance as per the diagram. If you observe for Hartnell governor, X is going to be the horizontal distance and Y is going to be the vertical distance. For it is given that the vertical arm of the bell crank lever is given as 100 mm. That is vertical distance they have mentioned here. So X is going to be the vertical distance and horizontal arm distance is going to be the 50 mm. That you have to remember. Next, convert the mm into meters. That is 0.1 mm. Y is equal to 50 mm. Convert into meters. 0.05 meters. R is equal to 80 mm. Convert into 0.08 meters. So R1 is equal to 75, that is inside radius is 75, that is minimum speed radius 0.075 meters. R2 is 112.5 m, that is maximum speed radius. N1 is equal to 360 rpm. Then convert that rpm into angular velocity, that is 2 pi n by 60. N value is going to be 360 by 60, that is 37.7 radians per second. Since maximum equilibrium speed is 5% to the minimum equilibrium speed, so that is W2 is equal to 1.05 into 37.7 into 39.6 radians per second. So that is the thing we can understand. So W2 is equal to this value. We know that centrifugal force at the minimum equilibrium speed, centrifugal force is equal to m omega square into r1. That is m, mass of the ball is 1 kg. Angular speed for minimum distance is 37.7 square into 0.075. That is 106.6 newtons. Centrifugal force at maximum speed, mass is common, that is 1 kg. W2 is maximum angular speed, that is 39.6 square, and radius is equal to 0.125. Thereby centrifugal force is going to be 106.6 newtons and for minimum speed, and maximum speed is 176.4 newtons. So if you observe this one, we have to found S1 spring force corresponding to W1, S2 spring force corresponding to W2. Since obliquity of arms is neglected, therefore for minimum equilibrium position, the formula is m dot g plus S1 is equal to 2fc1 into x by y. 2. It is given that total m is going to be the sleeve mass. It is mentioned that capital M mass is given as is 2 kgs. So based upon that one, we can able to calculate the one, each ball is 1 kg. If substitute to that value, two balls are there. That is 2 into Fc1 into x by y. FC1 you have calculated for minimum radius. That is, we have to substitute. X is going to be the vertical distance, that is 0.1 meter, and y is going to be the horizontal distance, that is 0.05. So that is 426.4 newtons. For maximum equilibrium speed, equilibrium position, that is mg plus s2 minus 2fc2 into x by y. So by using this equation, you replace for maximum condition, that is 2 into 176.4 that we have already calculated based upon centrifugal force. X value is common, 0.1 by 0.05, that is 705.6 newtons. This is the maximum equilibrium position. Next, we know that lift of the sleeve is equal, H is equal to R2 minus R1 by Y by X. R2 is maximum radius, R1 is minimum radius. That is directly given, you can substitute. Y and X also directly given, you can substitute. Thereby, high lift of the sleeve you can obtain. Lift of the sleeve is 0.018.75 meters, 0.01875 meters. Then stiffness of the spring, S is equal to S2 minus S1 by H. That is 705.6 minus 426.4 by H we have already calculated 0.01875. So thereby, if you convert that into mm, that is 14.89 Newton per mm. Next, initial compression of the spring is equal to S1 by S. S1 is spring constant 426.4 by S is a spring we have calculated stiffness of the spring, that is 14.89. Thereby the answer is 28.6 mm. Next, equilibrium speed corresponding to radius of rotation. So first point you have concluded, that is stiffness of the spring is S2 minus S1 by H. H is equal to R2 minus R1 by Y by X. R1, R2 and R1 are known, thereby we calculated H value. Next part of the problem is equilibrium speed. At equilibrium, how to calculate equilibrium speed? For that one, radius of rotation is given as 100. We can substitute the same in the given formula. That is, if n is equilibrium speed, Fc is equal to Fc1 plus Fc2 minus Fc1 into R minus R1 by R2 minus R1. So this formula you have to remember, students. Fc is equal to Fc1 plus Fc2 minus Fc2 into R minus R1 by R2 minus R1. In all these parameters are known to you. Fc1 you have calculated for minimum centrifugal force. Fc2 is maximum centrifugal force. R is mean radius. R1 is minimum radius. R2 is maximum radius. R1 is minimum radius. By substituting all the values, we are going to get a centrifugal force for mean radius is 153 newtons. So we know that centrifugal force Fc is equal to m omega square r. Thereby substitute the values. Fc is 153, mass of the ball is 1 kg, omega is 2 pi n by 60, and in all this one, the r is going to be the 100 mm, that is 0.1 meters. So n square is equal to n. In all this one, the unknown value is n only. So n can be calculated, that is 373 rpm. So by this you have completed second part aim of the problem, that is finding the centrifugal force and finding the rpm. Just we will once again check what is the aim of the problem that is given. It is understood that neglecting the obliquity of arms, initial compression of the spring we have to calculate, that is small s. Equilibrium speed corresponding to the arms of the rotation, that is 100 mm. But equilibrium speed is nothing but n we have to calculate it. N1 they have given. We have to go for the maximum speed that we have calculated. Next, we calculated the spring stiffness. Spring correspond to the spring. Next one is N. So what the formula have to remember? Only one formula we can remember. Mg plus S1 is equal to 2fc1 into x by y. So by using that relation, we can able to get maximum equilibrium speed, minimum equilibrium speed. For maximum radius has to be used. For minimum radius. Same formula can be used by mathematical calculations, and that will turn to Fc is equal to Fc1 plus bracket of Fc2 minus Fc1 by R minus R1 by R2 minus R1. So this is the another formula. Third formula is how to calculate H. H is equal to R2 minus R1 by Y by X. Thereby, we have completed the aim of this problem, that is finding the stiffness of the spring, finding the equilibrium RPM, revolutions per minute. So this is the how we can able to go for this classification. Next, see, before closing this class, I want to express the following things. One is in this class we have discussed clearly about brief classification of centrifuge governors. Second one is differences between the flywheel and the governor. Third one is a numerical problem. The problem is worth of 14 marks, and the differences between flywheel and the governor will come for 8 marks. And the remaining part, classification of the governor, is going to become for the 5 marks. So like this, the classification will be given in the examination. We can write the table. Next, difference between the flywheel and the governor. Third one is the problem. So before going to the closing of the class, you can visit. Complete data is available in Google Classroom code, that is 4FW5XEK. That is the Google Classroom code. The how to join the Google Classroom code, I am repeatedly saying. One is go to the Play Store, download the Google Classroom code app. Then you go for a plus button. There you can find join the class or create the class. As a student, you go for the join the class. Then it will ask for code. You type this code. I am repeating 4FW5XEK. Then on the top we can get joining. Plus symbol will be seen at the bottom right side. Thereby you can able to join the class. In the class we have a complete notes up to 1, 2, 3, 4 units. In the coming days I will upload for the 5th unit also. You can have a doubts clarification through email ID. My email ID is cheer5@rediffmail.com. Feel free to express. For a doubt session regularly in the middle, that is middle of the week, we are going to interaction session. You can visit that session and you can ask doubts regarding the subject or regarding your exams. Whatever you need, you can express your doubts, and in time we can able to give the reply for this one. So by this, I'm going to close this class. In this class, you have discussed only 3 concepts. One is classification of the governors. Second one is difference between the flywheel and the governor. Third one is numerical problem on the governor. So thank you, students. See you. Take care. Bye. You can remember the Google Classroom code once again. You can see on this one, that is 4FW5XEK. This has a very high importance in learning the subject during this lockdown. Thank you, students. See you all. Take care. Bye.